What's going on, Living Legends? Living Legend here, and let's revisit this red Zamasu. Now, on release, I do not remember if this guy ran on anybody's team. I can't recall one person I faced back then that used this red Zamasu. Now, one of the things that I remember from him, is he has endurance. And as you know, a lot of units that have endurance are really becoming because of newer units that can nullify it within a heartbeat. And with him being a red type, that's really gonna affect him like really badly, because there's good blues out there. And on top of that, there's other units that can mop him even if they are, and that's gonna hurt him in so many ways. But like I said, I don't remember if anybody used him because Future was not on the up and come up back then, because I can't really remember. Like this is one guy that I am drawing blanks here. I'm having to go off based off what I know, but nonetheless, he can be double Zenkai buff, and that's what I went for. Just a good old double Zenkai buffs and a little bit of the Vegeta or the LF Gohan. And I'm gonna bring the green Zamasu because I'm gonna need somebody to protect him from blue units if I happen to run into any blue units. One of the things that hurt him the most, or one of the things that stood out to me that hurt him the most, was he doesn't have any way of giving himself any damage inflicted passives. And that's kind of bad, especially if you have to depend on a green card. His green card gives him, the damage inflicting passive. Let me go back and what does his green card do again? Plus 15% to damage inflicted for 15 timer counts, inflicts all enemies or attribute downgrade, plus 10% to slice damage received for 15 timer counts. Yeah, that's not good at all, my man. That's not good at all. But he does supply a damage increase to himself if he faces a hybrid or a Super Saiyan. Hybrid or a Saiyan. I almost said Super Saiyan. But that's not bad either. And he heals the team and also cancels out attribute downgrades and abnormal conditions. So he's not bad. To me, this is a support unit in disguise, but they gave him the defensive type. Mainly, I feel like they gave him to him because because he has endurance. But like I said, that's not gonna do him any justice, because any unit nowadays can just destroy that. Now, the way I build him up, the way that I build him up, is I kind of worked around what he's good at. Now, he's good at blast attack, so I gave that for double defenses and blast attack. I gave him this for the blast attack and also for the strike defense and also the special move damage. And I gave him this for the double defenses and double blast attack. So he should be doing relatively decent damage, but that's why I paired him up with the Vegeta and the Gohan. Either of those two, depending on the matchup, I will run one of those guys. And for the Zamasu, just to cover out, if I have to face any blue unit. But yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. So after all that, uh, I'm really trying to find the words to really describe something for this guy. Again, like I said, he just lacked real damage inflicting buffs. Like, that's really what he lacked. And with the help of Vegeta, I mean, that kind of counteract that just a little bit. But still, most units that don't really give any support buffs to themselves really find their placement will be, well, if I can spit the word out, they're going to be irrelevant. And he was, well, irrelevant. And on top of that, being a red unit still puts them in a really bad position, because there's a lot of good blue units out there. And I say, if they ever want to do this, I wouldn't mind if this guy got a Zenkai. Just to be honest with you, I wouldn't mind if he got one, because most Zenkais nowadays, for the past few Zenkais, have not been that impressive to the community. We can all say that. But I think if he got one, I feel like he wouldn't be impressive. I think he would just be would want in a defensive tanky red unit. That's pretty much how I see him being ran if he got a Zenkai. But this was a fun recording, because this is one of the most irrelevant units in the game outside any other ones I could think of for the next showcases. But yeah, with all that said, see you guys next time. Peace.
We'll be right back.